589 of Good Luck High Five.
That's right. You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you love Magic the Gathering. Whether you are into cracking some boosters or you're not, what? We are here for you.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
And on today's episode, well, we're going to be cracking quite a lot of boosters because we're going to be talking to you about Boxing League.
That's right. We very recently had our very first episode on Commander Arcade of Commander Boxing League, where each of the four of us cracked a full booster box.
An entire booster box.
A full booster box of the set of our choice and built a 100-card singleton commander deck out of it.
Yes, I'm giving my box a little kiss right now. I chose Theros Beyond Death. You hear those cards? Those are all cards that are beyond death, everyone.
And I picked Streets of New Capenna. It was an absolute delight.
Everyone, this is such a fun format and an interesting way to play Commander that you might not have tried out with your play group yet, especially if you're somebody who likes limited Magic, so sealed or draft. This is for you because I like to say it's like the love child of limited and Commander at You Get Commander Boxing League.
You don't need to worry about putting the absolute best commander deck together. You don't need to worry about synergies because, hey, your booster box
was already
built. Exactly. Like, it was built with synergies in mind for the limited format. So you can put together a pretty sweet deck and it's the cost of the booster box.
Yeah. And so everyone's going to be around the same power level, more or less, because that's how it works with sets. You never know what you're going to get. You might get something you want, or like in Rob's case, he didn't open what he wanted to. He played with Khans of Tarkir and he had to go in an entirely different direction, which stretched the brain a little bit, and you do something that's unexpected, which I think is also fun.
So we'll talk more about that, in the coming episode.
Yeah, how to do it and what to do it and what not to do and how to balance it on your head, even if you didn't go to finishing school.
Oh,
I'm doing that right now.
Maria...
Nope.
Have you considered why it is that you really like balancing things on your head? Because you are a big fan of balancing things on your head.
It's just nice. It centers you. It's a centering thing. I do like balancing things on my head. I'm not too good at it because now they're all over the floor.
Well, in this instance, yes, it didn't pan out well.
But, also, why did they do it? For posture?
Yes. Oh. If you stand very nice and upright,
then you have good posture.
And if you move smoothly across the floor,
like gliding as you take a turn about the room.
Yeah.
We'll talk all about that. And check out our new episode of Commander Arcade if you want to see us play these decks that we talk about in the show today. You can find that over on youtube.com/@GLHF Commander. It's also linked in the show notes. So check out that episode if you haven't seen it. It's a great fun time.
Yeah.
And you get another angle on everything we're talking about today.
Before we kick off today's episode, we have some people to thank. And first and foremost amongst them are you, the patrons and the listeners of this show. Thank you so much to everyone who is a patron over at patreon.com/GLHF Magic. This is usually where we would make some terrific puns from our new patron names. But Maria,
sad trombone time.
That's right. It was sad trombone time because there are no new patrons this week. Oh, what a blow. What a shot to the heart. And you're too late.
Trumpet blast, if you will. That's the name of a Magic card. You can help us out by becoming a new patron or increasing your pledge by next week. You get a lot of great bends, going into our Discord, early access to episode releases, as well as Commander Arcade episode releases. You get to watch those early access episodes as well without any ads whatsoever. So you get absolution by being a patron. You can watch them with no advertising. You cannot be marketed to, which is pretty cool.
How about that?
Yeah, and other sweet benefits as well that you'll see in our various tier levels over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
Thank you as well to our sponsor, Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF, the place to go if you wanted to buy a booster box.
Absolutely.
For your own Commander Boxing League. It is where my booster box of Streets of New Capenna came from. They shipped it right to me, speedy quick.
Yes.
They had Streets of New Capenna. It wasn't in stock, other places that I looked.
I'm gonna see what sets I could buy for another boxing league because I just want to build another thing. You know what I mean?
It's really fun. It was a really good time.
I've got a hankering for another boxing league deck. Yeah, Card Kingdom's got it. I just looked it up. You can check them out. They're a fabulous place to sell. sell all your old draft chaff. Like, for instance, if you open one of these boxes, you're like, I don't want all of this.
No, you don't need all this.
You only need the 100 cards that you choose.
Yes.
You can sell the rest back to Card Kingdom, get a super sweet trade-in bonus, and they'll be very awesome about the entire experience. They have great customer service.
They really do.
So check them out, cardkingdom.com/GLHF.
We've gone to scryfall.com and hit the random button. We're going to show one another the artwork.
Yes.
And see if we can guess or make up the card.
I am so sorry, Megan, about what I'm about to show you, because it is awful.
Hit me with it.
I've never seen this card before, and I'd never truly
so upset.
never
this
want
is the
to
worst
ever
thing
again.
I've ever seen in my life. What is happening?
The randomizer gives and the randomizer taketh away.
Okay.
Taketh away your sanity looking at this card image.
What I'm going to say is this is half a man who's made of gum. Is the only way I can explain what's been happening to his
accurate.
body.
That is
he
what's
also
going
has
on.
upsetting facial hair. Just going to go ahead and say that. Okay, look, it's the torso of a man. Except
torso boy,
that he has been like pulled from a tree trunk, and then there's like taffy strings of him.
Oh, sick! That is sick.
I'm sorry, but like that's what is happening, right?
That is what it is.
Also, taffy strings of him are going back to this tree. It's like he's coming out of the knot in this tree, or is maybe attached to this tree. I cannot tell if he is being pulled from this tree willingly, or if he is being tethered to this tree by taffy strings of himself.
Question: do you like saltwater taffy?
No.
Okay, because I was going to ask if you would eat man-flavored saltwater taffy.
No! What?
It's not cannibalism if it just tastes like human flesh. It does not actually human flesh. It just tastes like it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's the rules of cannibals. Just saying.
I really can't handle the phrase man-flavored saltwater taffy.
Chat, would you eat man-flavored saltwater taffy? Check yes or no. Let us know in the comments.
It better be no. Maria, would you?
Well, I feel like I would try it.
What?
I don't think it would taste good. They would have to consult with somebody who has actually tasted human flesh so they would know if they got it right or not. But if they pass that taste on to me, the savings have been passed to the consumer. I'm absolved of my cannibalism. At what point in the chain of cannibalism is it not your fault anymore? Wow, we're getting into existential questions so early in this episode.
What's really fascinating to me is that you have not even put in a scenario where you have to eat people and you're questioning the morality. You're opting in to eating person-flavored stuff and being like, am I bad?
I heard it tastes like pork. Anyway, you all let us know about that. The facial hair, I also don't like it. It's a chin strap.
It's a chin strap. It's not okay.
Okay, what do you think this card's called and what it does?
I'm gonna call this human centipede. No.
Human taffy. Man-flavored taffy.
I'm gonna call this human taffy-pede.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Is what this is. And it's going to be this is a black spell. And you can pay 1 life to give a creature -1/-1. I'm gonna say it's an enchantment.
Oh.
It's 2 and a black for an enchantment that just is there. And it says
to tell
pay
you
1
about
life,
this card.
give target creature -1/-1.
This card is awful.
Okay.
And it's from one of the worst magic sets of all time, which is Weatherlight.
Great.
This card is called Uktabi Ifrit. It is 2 green. All right. The stats on this card, you're going to think not bad because it's a 5/4 for the time.
Yeah.
Pretty big. Cumulative upkeep, green.
Well then.
So at the beginning of your upkeep, you have to
pay green.
You have to pay green or else you sacrifice it.
But then now you have to keep paying more green.
Yes, because each time you put another counter on it. So you have to pay 2 the next turn, 3 the next turn.
Let me see.
See?
Wow. Do you know what? I guess it isn't a Ifrit, so it's not a person being.
Yeah, I don't really know what an Ifrit is, honestly.
I think.
The flavor text is kind of disturbing.
It's deeply disturbing.
The Uktabi Ifrit and I have something in common. Both of our mothers wanted to give us back. Miri of the Weatherlight. Miri, that's cold.
Like what? Okay, anyways, it's Yeah, it's a type of gin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that's all I know about it.
Wow.
I don't know if you come from a tree. If
I
this
don't
is
know what's
this
going
tree's
on. If
mother
it
is trying to give it back.
I don't know what's happening in it. It's upsetting.
We learn something new every time in the randomizer, truly.
All right. Well, Maria, here's a very different card.
Let's cleanse the palate.
Very entertaining.
I like this one a lot. Okay, this is great. There's somebody, they're in some kind of watery marshland. There's a home in the background. It's made with logs and it's made with stone. Right now it's going for $2 million. There's some lovely trees in a mountain and a bunch of swords and stuff stuck in the ground as if this guy in the center of the art has defeated all these people, but he kept their weapons because you gotta loot. Yeah. He's wearing a great suit of armor, has an incredible broadsword at his hip, and is hoisting the head of a dragon high above him in victory.
Yes. And his facial expression. Can you give us that facial expression?
Yeah, this is the sound he's making. I did it.
He's not screaming. He's more just like,
I chopped this dragon's head off. Check me out. It's kind of awkward. It's a little oxys. Yeah. No blood on the dragon head or anything. So
no.
The dragon's head is green and black. It looks like it would have been a cool dragon in life.
I know. Poor guy.
He better mount that head on the wall of that cabin. This card
take up the whole cabin.
Yeah, it is. This card is called Bro, check it out.
That is what he's saying.
Check it out. It's what is this? I guess it's green because the dragon's head is green. He's a 3/4 for 4 mana, for 5 mana, excuse me. And he can fight a creature bigger than him, but he doesn't get hurt in the fight. He just puts -1/-1 counters on the bigger creature, so he keeps fighting it. He doesn't necessarily die, but he shrinks them. You've got to pay you have to pay 3 mana and tap him to do this, so he can shrink over time.
All right. Well, Maria, it's a competition to see which of us was more wrong.
Yeah, I think it's got to be me.
This is a card that we've actually seen before. This is Reprisal.
No way.
1 and a white instant.
What?
Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. It can't be regenerated.
Yeah, all right. So, okay, that makes sense of what's going on, but that is not white art.
No, it's not.
When was this?
This printing was 7th edition.
Okay. Yeah.
Is when this one is from.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I got the idea that we're killing a bigger creature, bigger than him, but I made it really complicated and pretty bad.
Look at this version of it from Alliances.
Oh, wow. That's very cool.
This is great.
Everyone, you need to go look this up if you're not watching the video version.
A big red dragon.
This guy guy bit it.
There's like a big red dragon in this one, but it's a ground dragon.
He's hitting the dragon with a baguette.
That's what I'm saying. This guy's one guy's hitting it with an axe, one guy's trying to stab it with a pole. One person already got murdered by the dragon.
The dragon got him.
And one is trying to hit it with a log.
Wow.
There's a person in the foreground.
I thought it was a baguette.
No. I think it's a little log.
I was thinking about getting slapped with a baguette yesterday, and I was like, that would really hurt.
It would hurt.
Would it cut you?
Would you allow it to happen if afterwards you got to eat the baguette
for free?
Yeah. It's a good baguette.
No way. I think it would hurt you really bad and possibly break your nose to get slapped in the face with a baguette. If someone's really going for it.
Someone's really going for it. I really like baguettes, so this is a tempting.
No.
I made a tempting scenario for myself here. I'm interested in the deal that I've put forth. I don't know. It depends on how hungry I am.
Take the deal.
How badly I want the baguette.
If you've been slapped in the face by a baguette, let us know. Did it hurt? How bad was it? Would you take that
Was it worth
prize?
a baguette? Would a baguette be worth this?
the slap? Use the hashtag baguette slap in the comments to let us know what you choose.
Yeah.
Free baguette or possible nose broken? Worth it? Question mark? We'll find out.
Question mark.
Let's talk about Commander Boxing League.
Yeah.
I chalk it up to a good time.
I had such a good time.
Yeah.
One, it was just so cool opening packs with the intention of looking at the synergies of a full box's worth of packs.
Absolutely.
And just the whole time being ooh, what am I going to be able to what am I going to be able to do with this? What am I going to be able to make?
What are the possibilities?
Exactly. What are the possibilities?
I chose Theros Beyond Death because this was the box that I had in my house. That is the extent of the research I did on choosing this box. although it was a happy accident because, of course, there's a lot of enchantments in Theros Beyond Death. And I love enchantments. So
you do love enchantments.
It was actually a great choice for me personally. And I had some really fun cards that I opened. The downside is that my power level of my set was lower, I would say, than the pod. Because it's an older set than what other people chose. Nowadays, the sets are much better for this because they have, way more legendaries.
Judge Rob chose cons.
Yes, Judge Rob chose cons. And that one's, I would say, were the two lower powers. So if you want to take that into consideration, you can maybe put some your rules on it for your pod if you want. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But yeah, I was very pleased with what I opened. It was a tough build because there's not a lot of legendary creatures in this set. And I had to play green and white if I wanted to do the enchantments thing pretty much based on my pool and who I could have possibly had as my commanders. So my option was limited to one, which was Siona, Captain of the Pyleus. What she says is she's a 2/2 for 1 green white. When she enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library, and then you can reveal an aura card from them, and you get to put it into your hand. And then whenever an aura becomes attached to a creature you control, you make a 1/1 human. So yeah, this could end up being good if we continue to build out these decks. But the problem is I only opened 7 auras in this entire box that were green and white, so she only had a 45% chance of hitting, which is very low. But
what were some of the other legendary creatures in your box that you could have considered building with? Well,
sure. Some of them ended up in this deck, actually. But the issue is that they were monocolor. So that would have really restricted me. I already had to play in a boxing league. You have to play some bad cards because you just have to.
And it is still Singleton.
Yeah,
so
it's Singleton.
Even if you open some really sick removal.
Right. That's the way that it goes. So yeah, I had Daxos, Blessed by the Sun, which is a cute little 2-star that lets you gain life when you have another creature enter the battlefield or die. So you could do life gain things with that guy.
We have Anax, Hardened in the Forge. Of course, this is also again monocolored. He's the 1 red demigod. His power is equal to your devotion to red, and whenever he or another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 red satyr creature token. With this creature can't block.
In green, there were good options like Renata, Called to the Hunt. She gives creatures counters when they come in.
She's great, Renata.
There is Arasta of the Endless Web, which is a 3/5 spider that makes Spideys when people cast instants and sorceries, but again, mono green.
Spidey.
So you got to think about that. But they're both in this deck now because they're great. It just makes sense for me to be green-white as opposed to just, I think building monocolor in Commander Boxing League is not something that can really happen.
It would maybe be kind of tough.
I think it would be difficult. You might not hit your playables is what I'm trying to say, because you still got to put 100 cards in this bad boy, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. And this was not like a big multicolor set.
No.
Which I think was, it was helpful for me to have Streets of New Capenna, which was a 3-color set. And I ended up having some like really tough cuts.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
In mine. And I actually
Wait, you did? You don't have bad cards in there?
Oh, wait, no, I definitely have bad cards in my deck. But
just
like
checking.
Also, you know, there were some tough cuts. I picked Streets of New Capenna just because it was a format that we really like. I really enjoyed playing, but didn't feel like Draft I had ever kind of like reached the full potential of it. Right? It kind of felt like there was still something in there that I wanted to play, that I wanted to unlock.
Well, yeah, you get another chance at playing with the cards in the set.
And it was like, if I'm opening a whole box and doing like 100 card singleton, I think that there's possibly going to be like some really cool stuff that I'm going to be able to do that I wasn't able to do in like regular Draft.
You get to live the life again.
Exactly. And so I opened a couple of 3-color legendaries.
Yeah.
But I ended up picking Falcospara Pact Weaver, who's the green, white, blue, the brokers. And in part because one, it lets you play cards off the top of your library.
Well, shocking.
Which, you know, like I love me some card advantage. It uses like shield counters and other counters. And then also as soon I opened Falcospara and I was like, okay, I was like on the fence and I'm like, but I'll definitely play this if I open a Broker's Ascendancy.
Oh my God.
Because that card was busted. That card's so busted. And I opened 2 of them.
Oh God, thank God there's a singleton rule.
Exactly. There's a singleton rule. So I only got to play one of them. But as soon as I opened that Broker's Ascendancy, I was like,
here we go.
Yep. This is what we're doing.
Yep.
The struggle that I had a little bit was with my mana base. You know, it's just
3
like
colors.
a little bit. Exactly. It's a little bit tough. I felt like when I was building it, luckily it ended up okay. Especially since I was in green, which tends to be a little bit better around the fixing. But I definitely had some worries about it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed.
How many Tri-lands did you open in there?
I only opened one. Like, I only opened a couple. Like, I opened 2 Tri-lands, but neither of them was the Broker's one.
Oh, okay.
You know, but
but you got 2 of the 3 or something?
Exactly. Yeah. And I had Spara's Adjudicators, if you remember. This is the card that you can exile it to make a land tap for all 3. I had like a Broker's Hideout and stuff. So
I loved those creatures.
There's the other Ascendancy that I didn't play. Sick brags.
Sick brags must be nice.
And so I definitely, like, because my deck Falco Spara says that in order to play the cards at the top of your library, you have to remove a counter from a permanent. So that really helped me kind of shape the way that I decided to cut cards and build my deck. It's like, I really prioritize stuff that puts counters or that has counters. Luckily, there's a lot of the cards that connive. Connive puts counters on things. I had a Ledger Shredder, so nice. It's like, I have a chance to get some reoccurring counters on there.
You had the 2/1 Angel, draw you card.
Oh, yes. Inspiring Overseer. Great card. Great card.
It's just
no matter what.
I love seeing draft all-star commons appear in commander decks.
Oh, it's so fun.
I just love seeing them come back. You get to play with them again. You remember the good times you had. It's like a photo album of memories while you're playing another game.
Like I said, there was one other deck that I like very strongly considered playing, which would have been a Riveteers deck, because I also opened Omnixilus the Adversary.
Nice.
If you remember him, he's a 1 black-red for a 3 loyalty legendary planeswalker. Casualty X, so you can sacrifice a creature when you cast this, and if you do, you make a copy of Omnixilus.
That's right.
Except that the copy isn't legendary, and its starting loyalty is like whatever the power of the sacrificed creature was.
But who would be your commander?
Well, thank you so much for asking. I also had some great cards that would have gone in it.
Okay, great.
Give me just a second. It wasn't even until I was already thinking about it before I opened Omnixilus, because I had, let's see. Also, I was telling you, look at these mountains. Look at these freaking mountains.
Up to the camera, everyone. You remember these?
These are some of the full art mountains from Streets of New Capenna.
Beautiful.
They're like deco. I think that they are absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, these mountains are great.
They're so good. Okay, let's see. I had Agnes the Dragon Slash.
Oh yeah, and
which Eric actually played once.
Yeah.
But so Agnes is a 3/3 for haste. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token.
Yep.
And then I also had Zeatora the Incinerator.
Oh, nice.
Who is the Riveteers in charge person? Boss. I was like, what
Union
word
leader.
did we use? Yes, that's right, Union leader.
The Union leader.
Flying 6/6. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Zeatora the Incinerator deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target, and you create 3 treasure tokens.
That would be a good card, I think.
It was right. So I like really heavily considered. I was like, between Zeatora, Riveteer's Charm. I had like Mr. Orfeo the Boulder, who's also in there.
Love him.
And of course I had Omnixilus. So I was really kind of on the fence about that.
Yeah.
There's the alt. It was even an alt art one.
I love restrictions. I truly believe they breed creativity. And I think this is an excellent example of using restrictions to force yourself to be creative and think outside the box, even though you're thinking literally inside the box, to help yourself think about Commander a little bit differently and get a different experience than, if I'm playing X, well, then I have to play X, Y, and Z. I need these packages to go into my Commander deck. I need this package.
Exactly.
I need my Soul Ring. I need my ramp. I need this removal. Well, guess what? You can't plan it out like that because it just simply does not exist in your box. So you're forced to make decisions and stretch your brain as to what your deck can look like, which I think is amazing.
And you end up building, I was really proud of my Falco Spara deck.
It was excellent.
I had a great time playing it. It was not something it wouldn't have been on my list of commanders that I want to try out and build otherwise, honestly.
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's just so much cool stuff, and it is in a set of colors that I really like. But also, it's just not something that I would have been it's not exactly, like I said, it's just not high up on my list.
Right.
But because it's what I opened, and the same with if I end up building Zeatora at some point, it's that'll also be really cool. It's not really something that I would think of building.
I had some cool cards in here that I want to give a shout skis out to in my Theros Beyond Death little auras and enchantments deck. My number one champ in this deck was Archon of Sun's Grace. Good thing I played it in the game. Everybody, spoiler alert. It's a 3/4. It's that flying Archon. It's a Pegasus, and other Pegasuses you control. All Pegasus you control have lifelink. And whenever you an enchantment enters battlefield you control, you make a 2/2 Pegasus.
It's so good. Gosh,
I love that card.
Great,
and
great
then
card.
You get to open other cards that you would play in an enchantment deck no matter what anyway, like Setestan Champion.
Yeah,
this is the one that draws you a card when you play one. You have cards like Banishing Light, which is just quality removal, 1-from-1 removal. Commanding Presence. This card would go in an enchantment deck for sure.
Yeah.
This is the one that says enchanted creature gets +2/+2 in first strike, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you make a 1/1 human soldier creature token. Laguna Band Storyteller is a card you would put in, which gets auras back from your graveyard into your hand. On the top of your library. So it's just cards like that. So it's like, these exist in this set, which was very handy and made me feel very happy when I opened it and built it, because I'm like, I would put these in an enchantment deck anyway, and here they are in the box that I cracked. So it just felt great.
And maybe you're thinking, you're like, okay, well, I do this once, like, right, my friends and I build these decks once, and we play them, and then what do we do? Well, the cool thing about Boxing League is that you can pick ways for your Boxing League to keep moving forward. For instance, our group has decided that we're going to add 6 packs to our decks from any 2 sets, right? So we can do 3 and 3 from any 2 sets that we want to. And, is it 12? No, I don't remember.
I don't remember what we said.
I want to say it was 6, but maybe it was 12. 12 sounds more reasonable. Anyways, point is, like, we decided on a set number of packs, and you can pick 2 different sets for those packs to come from.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, you're not just limited, right? If it's like you're worried, hey, my power level is like a little bit too low.
Yes.
Well, you can go and pick some Aura Forward, more recent sets. Aura Forward. Enchantment Forward. Recent decks.
Love Aura Forward.
Aura Forward decks, or sets, I mean. And you can pick from those so that you're adding to that power level. For mine, it's like, oh, I'll probably also go look at what other 3-color sets there are so that I can try for more of those, like some lands that are going to help me fix. Maybe I'll also look for some sets that also had strong counters themes so that I can put more counters on. So that way, like, you're moving your decks forward, you're evolving. Depending on what I open, maybe I'll end up switching to my Ziatora build.
It could be.
So that,
you find a totally new deck.
Exactly. So it's not even just like a one and done. You're like, oh no, I spent like, $80 on that box and I only got to do this one commander set out of it. It's like, no, you can with the set of people that you Boxing League with, go on for forever. And just, mix it up in different ways. Be like, okay, now you can use the same box, but you have to make a completely different build or whatever.
And you can also use this as a jumping off point then to design a commander deck around what you have created from Boxing League too.
Yeah.
So I've got a great skeleton here of a enchantment aura-based deck that I can use and adapt for the future as well.
Maria, I've always said you've got a great skeleton there.
Thank you.
No problem.
You ever think about what your skelly would look like?
No.
Like specifically your head if you shaved it?
No, but I do think about
what?
How much my leg by itself would weigh if it were cut off.
Like, I don't know, probably like 20 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the thing is that it would be really heavy and you never think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, think about how heavy just your leg would be.
Do you mean like with the flesh on it or just the bone?
Yes, the flesh.
The man-flavored taffy
pretty dizzy, exactly, with the man-flavored taffy on it still.
Yeah, I mean.
We're all just man-flavored taffy.
We all are. I think about how much my chest would weigh if I chopped that off. That's what I think about, because I think about carrying that load around with me every day, and I'm like, get 15 pounds off, just delete it. I might do that most days of the week. So we're gonna continue on our beautiful journey here with these Boxing League decks and find out what happens as we continue on. I felt like I was going to say something else about this, but now I don't remember.
Yeah. Do you want? Yeah. So I just want to hear a little bit about like your philosophy when you built yours. Was yours primarily just looking at like, because this set had so few multicolor commanders?
Yes, it was out of necessity.
Like, yeah.
What could I possibly build? Most of them were monocolor, so that was the problem. But thank God I opened Siona, because I'm not quite sure what I would have built otherwise. So maybe don't choose this. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This was my thing I wanted to point out, is that like we mentioned with power level, it's going to be different across sets. The more modern you get, the more capable they're going to be of providing you a more powerful Boxing League deck, because sets are now geared a little bit more towards Commander. We talked about Mark Rosewater with it on the episode last week. You have more tricolor cards that you're able to open in these sets as well. And then there are sets like, if you Google it, people will be like, these ones are really good for Boxing League. Like Ikoria is extremely busted, for instance.
Ooh.
So that's a hot tip.
I did like Ikoria.
Hot tip.
That'd be fun.
And we decided you're not allowed to play Commander sets, because
those are too. That's
for
like
sure
too OP.
is
For
too
sure.
OP.
Yeah.
So consider that as well when you're making your decisions. But I think you should try this out, everyone, especially if you're like somebody who's a limited player and you're like, I haven't gotten into Commander yet, which, was us for a long time. This is a great bridge to get into the format if you're used to draft and sealed. And it's such a low lift. You don't have to spend hours worrying about, oh, did I pick the right cards for this? Did I miss something on my order sheet? Is somebody on the internet more right than me? Is someone on the internet more wrong than me?
There's always someone on the internet, both more right and more wrong than you. Don't
all of
worry.
That leaves your head, because all you have to work with is this box and your own creativity. And I think that's just so freeing, and it makes for less anxiety about building a Commander deck from scratch.
Exactly. It was also just like the most like pure Commander deck building experience that I've yet had, because like you were saying, I wasn't worried about like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's like, well, these are the cards that I have right here in front of me. So
that's whatever you want. Is what you're supposed to do in Commander Boxing League. So check it out, everyone. I think it's very, very fun. Check out our episode, youtube.com/@GLHF Commander if you haven't seen it yet. It's a great game, very, very fun. And like Megan said, we're going to continue on and do more of this in the future. So
very excited.
Get ready.
All right, Maria.
Yes.
We haven't done Flavor Text Theater MadLibs in a long time.
We sure haven't.
So you can pick the booster pack that you're going to provide some flavor text for.
Okay.
It's going to be a collector boosty.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Bougie.
Do you want to do March of the Machine or Kamigawa Neon Dynasty?
Neon Dynasty, of course.
All right, here we go. Look at.
It's
I'm
beautiful.
so excited already for this art. I haven't looked at it in a long time.
It's so good.
Daniel, buddy, this one's for you.
When are we going back to Kamigawa, Daniel? Let us know. We want to go. These are going to be gorge.
All right. Oh, these. Okay. But you don't have to. You don't get to look at them
no,
yet.
I can't
you can look
even
at the ones
see
that don't
them.
have flavor text on them.
Okay.
Ooh, look at that! Touch the spirit realm. Behold the unspeakable.
Shiny.
Ooh, look at this forest,
shiny.
Maria. It's a foil full art forest. It's incredible.
Can you believe that this is a land you can play with? 5 years ago, if I told you this would be a land you could use, you would say, Maria, there is no way. There is no way, because
Maria,
it's just too good.
There is no way. Ooh, there's a borderless farewell.
There's a lot of cards in here that don't have flavor text.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, the anime art
there
style
are a lot.
of Jukai Trainee.
Okay, we only have 2 flavor texts.
Oh, geez.
Maybe you'll get to open both packs. We'll see what happens.
All right.
I've got these 2 MadLibs ready for you.
Yeah, okay, great.
Okay, the first thing I need is a verb.
A verb. This is an action word.
Yes.
Getting sliming like on Nickelodeon when you get slimed.
Yeah. So slime.
Well, I just want people to know for sure that's Nickelodeon slime.
Absolutely. Nickelodeon slime.
Thank you. Like you're getting slimed, past tense, present, future, however you need to use that verb to make it make sense. You're getting Nickelodeon slimed.
And then can I get a state of being? This one's a weird one. I don't know. Just give me a state of being.
I have a state of being. My state of being is early morning grumpies. Before you've had your wake up juice.
All right. This is Disruption Protocol. The original says, let's just turn that off, shall we? Now it says, let's just Nickelodeon slime that early morning grumpy, shall we? Have you considered Nickelodeon sliming your early morning grumpy?
Oh man, now I have. I feel like a good Nickelodeon slime right on the head immediately first thing in the morning.
Exactly.
Those grumpies are gone because now you're mad that you're covered in slime.
Because now you're mad you're covered in slime.
Which is
it's
a different
bad time.
state of being than being morning grumpy.
Yes. All right, here we go. Here's the next one.
Okay.
I need a business or organization.
Ooh. Bankrupt Toys R Us.
All right.
Are they still around or are they?
I don't know.
Did they really go? I feel like they did go bankrupt, but.
All right. A verb ending in ing.
Suffocating. I don't know why that's the word that came into my head after Toys R Us, but.
All right. Then I need a noun.
The Pope.
And then I need another verb ending in ing.
Pickling.
All right. This is Debt to the Commie. The original said the masters weren't speaking figuratively when they said guilt could be all-consuming.
Whoa.
It now reads, the bankrupt Toys R Us's weren't suffocating figuratively when they said the Pope could be all pickling.
The Pope.
The Pope is
Famously
all pickling.
All pickling.
All pickling.
All knowing, all seeing, all pickling. It's included in the all.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
All pickling.
All pickling.
Those bankrupt Toys R Us's, they weren't suffocating figuratively. They were suffocating
literally. I mean, as literally as a business can suffocate, they did.
They did.
So
they did. Maria, should we just crack open this March of the Machine?
Yeah, I just want to see it. I want to crack a pack. We promised cracked packs on this episode. By the way, one time, fun backstory of the Pro Tour. Early in the days, I was going up to players and we were doing crack a packs during the PT, and I went up to I can't remember who it was. I'm not gonna guess, but anyway, I was on the floor, and this was an interview that I'm pretty sure was live, and I said, "It's time to play Pack a Crack," is what I said. And I just lost it, and so did my face must have been the color of the sun. It was so red. Anyway, it's an easy one to malaprop yourself into. So everyone, this is a PSA. You are cracking a pack, okay? Because C comes before P in the alphabet. That's how you remember.
Look, we got a full art Chrome Host Seed Shark.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Another one. These are the ones too with the stained glass. And then foil, it just is incredible.
Look at this. Look at the foiling on this one. What kind of foiling? This was like oil slick?
Yeah, oil slick. Yep.
I don't know if did I see one of these in person, because I feel like I would have remembered this.
Yeah, they had this on some of their lands in their special bundle boxes.
This is so cool. I don't even know how to describe. Like, do you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah. I know.
It's so gorgeous. It's really cool.
You can hear, if I hold it to the camera like this, you can see the treatment. It is really,
really good.
Big fan of these different foilings, by the way.
Yeah.
Just generally, I love all of them.
Agreed. This is maybe my favorite one they've ever seen, actually.
Yeah.
This is really, really cool.
Do you want me to give you a flavor text theater?
Okay, yeah. But hey, you'd pick. Wait, let me pick ones that you haven't looked at.
Oh, okay.
I'll take two and you take two.
Oh, okay. Great. All right, Megan, it's time for your first flavor text.
Okay, great. I'm so excited.
All right. I'm going to need a noun that can be made possessive.
Oh, like it possesses something?
Yeah, sure.
Oxens.
Oh, yeah, oxen.
As belonging to oxen.
Great. I need a noun, just a normal noun in this case.
Bad tuba player.
Oh, absolutely terrible. Yeah, you don't want a bad tuba player. How about a verb?
Kicking.
Kicking. I'm going to need to put in past tense. So I'll take kicked.
Kicked.
And a plural noun. More than one, everyone at home, if you're playing along at home.
Raccoons.
Okay, this is a great flavor text for the card Furnace Host Charger. With barely a moment's warning, one giant avalanche crashed into Kaldheim's defenders. It now reads, with barely an oxen's warning, one giant bad tuba player kicked into Kaldheim's raccoons.
No, not Kaldheim's raccoons.
the raccoons of Call Time.
No, they got kicked by a
tuba, and he's bad. That's the worst part of it.
That's awful.
A bad
That's
tuba
so
player.
upsetting.
Yeah, you made an upsetting flavor text.
I'm sorry, raccoons.
All right, you want to do another one?
Yes.
I need a plural noun, please. Plural noun. More than one.
Morning oatmeals.
I love morning oatmeals.
Yeah.
An adjective, please. A describing word.
Planted face first. Wait,
that's a verb.
That's very much a verb. An adjective, a describing word.
Yeah, some kind of a description.
Yeah.
Beautiful, horrific, bloody, sinewy.
Surprising in a bad way.
Oh, yes. Surprising in a bad way. All right, I'm going to need 2 different plural nouns from you.
Oh.
So get your brain thinking on one, and in the background, your brain's thinking of another one.
Fresh sod.
Fresh sods.
Yes.
I suppose sod in and of itself is kind of plural.
Is plural already.
All right.
And a McDonald's play places.
Oh, yeah. And an adjective.
Howl. No. Why do I keep giving you verbs?
You want a verb, but I don't have a verb for you.
Just real stinky.
Real stinky.
Yeah.
Good one. Okay, this is the flavor text for the card Bonded Herd Beast. On the back, it becomes Plated Kiln Beast for all of you fans of this card. The original text reads, though both had lost their families, the Aludha, the spiritual connection between the monsters of Ikoria and their human bonders, gave them something greater. Aww. I didn't know about that lore until just now.
That's nice.
It now, however, reads something worse. Though both had lost their morning oatmeals.
Oh.
I actually wrote oat meats in my...
They both lost their morning oat meats? No!
That is more disturbing. I don't know what an oat meat is. Though both had lost their morning oatmeals, the Aludha, the surprising in a bad way connection between the fresh sod of Ikoria and their human McDonald's play places gave them something real stinky. I mean, any connection between a human McDonald's play place and anything.
Can you imagine describing someone?
Real stinky.
What are they like? Oh, they're a human McDonald's play place.
You know what? Yes, I can imagine describing somebody like that. It's very descriptive. If somebody says that,
I think maybe we know someone who's like that. All right, Maria, I've got 2 more for you.
Okay, great.
All right, I need a place.
A place.
Yeah, a location.
Heaven. It's a place on earth. Oop.
And it's a okay. I need a proper noun.
Like somebody's
a person, place, or thing.
First name with a capital letter.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the capital letter of the Guggenheim.
Oh, great. All right, I need a plural noun.
Let's give you Krusty Krabs.
All right.
Not Krusty the Krab, mind you.
And I just need now just a normal noun.
Normal. Well, that's certainly
okay. I just mean
something.
a noun, not plural, not proper noun. Basic noun.
Toenail dumpster.
What?
It's for all that you put the toenails.
No.
But only the toenails.
Okay, this is Unsealed the Necropolis. It originally read, on Amonkhet, Phyrexia found a ready-made army of horrors waiting for a new master.
Oh.
It now reads, on heaven. On heaven. Not in.
On
heaven, the Guggenheim found a ready-made army of Krusty Krabs waiting for a new toenail dumpster. Horrific.
Man, heaven sucks. There's just a bunch of Krusty Krabs
waiting for a toenail dumpster? Disgusting. All right, we have one more.
Okay.
I'm going to need a lot, but
all right, I'm here. I'm ready to go.
I need a person.
Ooh, a famous person.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter.
Oh.
Still with us.
I know.
Oh, God, now that I've said it.
Okay, I need a plural.
I've cursed it.
I need a plural noun. I'm going to need 2 plural nouns, actually, so.
Barbie dream houses.
Okay.
Number 1. And the second one is going to be like the opposite of a Barbie dream house, which is like a bloody knife.
Bloody knives. Great. I need a verb.
Behead. to behead.
All right. I need a proper noun.
Okay, again, we already used up the Guggenheim, so
Yeah. Can't say it again.
do you want a person or do you want a place?
You can give me any proper noun.
Wow. Boeing 737. Topical.
Okay, I need 2 more plural nouns.
Oh my God, I don't know this many plural nouns. Baby teeth.
Too bad that I asked. Another plural noun.
Potato sacks. Not 1, but 2. You use them for racing or carrying potatoes.
All right, and finally, just one last noun.
Skellington.
All right. This originally was Quende Pride of Femerefs.
Oh, I know this card well.
His blades were the ultimate agents of transformation. All Phyrexians who met them were transformed into pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Heroes of the Second Invasion. All right.
So Heroes of the Second Invasion is who said that?
Yes.
Okay. It was like their book or something? A book.
Yeah.
It's a book.
All right.
It's a book.
Jimmy Carter's Barbie dream houses were the ultimate bloody knives of beheading.
Wow. Jimmy.
All Boeing 737s who met them were transformed into baby teeth. Potato sacks of the second skeleton.
Potato Sacks of the Second Skellington is a great band name.
Hey everyone, we're Potato Sacks of the Second Skellington. God, on. I just need to read this one more time. I just feel like I'm not. Jimmy Carter's Barbie dream houses were the ultimate bloody knives of beheading.
Like, yeah, if you use it in the right manner.
All Boeing 737s who met them were transformed into baby teeth.
Some argue they should be turned into baby teeth.
Potato sacks of the second skeleton.
If I had a dating profile, it would just say potato sack of the second skeleton, and that is literally all that it would say. There'd be no other information.
Amazing.
Contact me if you understand.
Contact me if you understand.
Thanks for hanging out, you cool cats and kittens.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for vibing with us on another episode.
We're just vibing today.
We're just vibing.
The vibes were strong.
Oh, or were they?
Very cursed vibes.
We had some pretty cursed vibes
Cursed
in
vibes.
here today. Thank you so much again to everyone who is a patron. Avoid the sad trombone by becoming a patron and get an excellent pun of your name next week.
Patreon.com/GLHF Magic. Bad tuba player or not, we'll take you all.
Exactly. Remember that you can watch a Commander Boxing League.
You can
Watch a Commander Boxing League over on Commander Arcade.
Yeah.
It's up there if you want to see how these decks that we're talking about play out, what it looks like when you battle with some Commander decks that are just built from individual boxes. It's a great time.
It's a great time. Check it out. Link in the show notes to Commander Arcade. Sub, ding the bell for notifications while you're there. Thank you as well to Card Kingdom. Check them out at cardkingdom.com/GLHF for all of your magical needs. They're going to be building out a new site coming up here. And we're going to have some Good Luck High Five recommendations in their store, which I think will be very fun.
Oh, we're so excited.
So very pumped for that. That's coming in the future. Right now, though, is the present. And you know what? It's a gift.
All right.
Do you get it?
Yeah.